find nothing, come back here and see where it goes. Yep, buck and a doe. He's probably about 180 right now, late season, so he's lost some weight. He's been dogging her a little bit. It's definitely from probably this morning. A guy stopped and walked uphill while we run on that knob. Let's circle back this way. He's going south, and the deer have walked on his tracks this morning since he's been through. So they're fairly fresh, and the deer are up here somewhere.
This is looking good, though.
Yep, definitely the best I've seen so far this year as far as tracks go.
Good. Bigger one. We'll know more when we go.
Follow them a little bit.
Never
get to learn them some and
see what we got.
See what they bring. They might bring us to something bigger, or they might turn out to be something we don't really necessarily want. So all you can do is follow them and see how the vibes feel.
Go have a look.
Well, our buck and a doe had picked up another deer, probably from a couple of hours beforehand. Jimmy had hit him down by the clear cuts. He had dropped off and looped around at some point, and these guys walked on his tracks, and the deer Jimmy's on crossed over these guys, or vice versa.
Yeah. So, let's go see our favorite breakfast cereal.
Well, it's a toss-up between Captain Crunch and Cocoa Puff. I mean, you don't want to have the same cereal every day, but you never really get tired of either one.
See the deer walked out through here. What I'll do is I'll stop and I'll scan the area and I'll look around, and you probably can't see it in the film, but the deer's tracks go right up that trail in front of us. The deer have been kind of just holding a line and going straight, and they're all walking along at a pretty reasonable pace, and until something changes, we're just going to hike right up it. And one of our viewers want to know how often we leave the track and when to leave the track, and it's going to depend on a lot of things. Sometimes when you leave the track and you hook around, say like a big green knob, hoping to run into the buck and swing out around, you lose the deer's attitude of how he's walking and what he's about to do next. You lose the predictability because you're not looking down at his track. Most of the time, especially probably for the majority of new trackers, you want to stay on top of it. You'll do the best staying right on top of the track.
Don't leave it any more than you need to.
Yeah, because sometimes, the deer will pull up and stop, and he'll survey things, and then he'll break off and eat, and he'll walk over here and stop. He'll do a four-way stop, all four hooves, and then he may step off, and he'll look for a place under cover to lay down, and you miss those cues when you're swinging. So that's one of the problems with swinging out around. The wind, sometimes, especially here in Maine, the deer walk and the wind's at their back all the time. You're never going to get away from that. Half the time they smell you, half the time they don't. Half the time you're screwed, and half the time you're not. I stopped worrying about the wind years ago because it swirls. It's already changed direction while we've been talking here 5 times.
You'll get to a spot too where the countryside has a roll in it, and the wind will come over the top, plus come in, and it'll do a big swirl. If they're anywhere on that, they can smell in pretty much every direction.
They're going to get you.
If they're going to get you, they're going to get you.
If you go too slow, you get more time for your scent to get ahead of you. And so sometimes keeping the speed up is good. Lanny Benoit says keep it steady. I think sometimes there's a lot of good areas where if you just keep coming nice and steady, if you stop and you sneak and deer see you sneaking, they don't like that and they run.
Predator, so they run.
If you're just kind of rolling along like a car on the highway, you got a better chance sometimes.
And sometimes they'll let you walk right up to them.
Keep your chin up too, looking all the time. Don't look at tracks. Do not look at tracks. If you're losing the track every now and then, you're doing a good job because you're looking for deer. You want to look for deer.
When I'm by myself, I'll stop on the track. I'll look everything over nice and thoroughly. I'll scout ahead with my eyes and see about 20 feet in front of me where the tracks are. Say, okay, that Christmas tree, they walk right under it. So I just walk to that Christmas tree and keep looking. And sometimes, like you were saying, you'll lose the track because they break off, but they come right back. That's why scouting ahead and seeing the track You do lose some of the attitude a little bit, but for the most part, if they're keeping a nice steady pace, you can tell by the spread of their tracks how far apart they are. Tells you how fast they're going. When you're running, your foot tracks are really far apart. When you're walking nice and easy, they're really close together. So that's another way to help tell how fast you should be going to match the deer's pace.
Yeah, you can see how open this is. This is really open. We can see, 100 yards in some places. The more open it is, the more you have to be a little more careful, especially if the deer are going slow. You got to really stop and look.
Yeah.
Remember, all you want to do is get next to them.
Yeah. Goodness. Got me.
So that's what you got. That's right where the tracks go.
I see that brown. There's a piece of birch bark, and it wiggled just like a tail. I'm thinking, oh, there's a deer right there.
Good job. Stump deer.
Whew. That's the fun part. When you get wound up like that, I really enjoy that. Especially when you find out it's no big deal.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'm gonna go look at this goddamn stump. Sorry, Taylor, but I found some more, it's not a moose shed, but technically it's bone. Looks like a bobcat buried a deer right there.
There are deer tracks going everywhere right here. Let's take a look at what we got.
I hope it ain't a, well, it could be a buck, but who knows? Probably a doe. Pretty small.
Lynx, maybe? Lynx tracks?
Maybe.
It's a
There's the paw right there.
Yeah.
And a bobcat.
Yeah, or lynx. Look at this, how far the claw marks are apart.
Yeah.
Look right there, how far those claw marks are apart.
Looks like he started eating on the back.
Yep.
Where it was softest.
Yeah, it's a fawn.
Yeah.
Stinking lynx. Must be a lynx killed it.
Must be. Look at that.
Yeah,
He made
scratched it.
such a big sweep to bury that.
Isn't that something? Oh, it's just
Yeah.
button buck.
It's a button buck.
Oh,
So he's got the pedestal starting right here.
yeah.
Maybe that's all he's...
Looks like his leg is broken too, right there, or something.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
What's going on right there? His hoof is way up here.
It's
it
disconnected.
already ate it loose.
Yeah. You can see he's got his little pedestal starting right there.
Yeah. Now the cat was just here because these cat tracks are smoking fresh.
He was sitting here, probably watched us come up.
We'll see
and-
a lot of cats will sit on high ground next to their kill.
Yep.
And this is the kill, and here's his tracks. And see, he has a sitting spot right here. And then he went up the hill. And these are the tracks. And he jumped. Oh yeah, look at these tracks right here.
He
Ryan.
smelt this coming up.
Oh yeah, that's brand new. That lynx is right here. That's lynx. for
Oh,
sure.
no doubt. Look how
Yeah.
big his paw is.
Put your hand down so we can see.
I mean, he is running, so it's spread open, but his paw running is as big as my hand.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely a lynx. Bobcat aren't that big. You can also tell, you were saying, by the width of his fingers.
Oh
his
yeah,
paw.
yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge.
He must have been sitting
you,
right
you
here.
You can see down inside there. You can see a little bit of claw marks, like
Yep.
of him trying to get traction running up the hill.
Yeah, I bet he was sitting here and he smelt us come up through.
Yeah. Isn't it something those deer came that close to this whole thing? Maybe it's the doe's fawn.
It might be.
That's why she came back to here.
Yep.
Oh,
That's very possible.
ain't that something? That is cool. Well, the kitty cat's gonna eat good anyway.
Well-
He's eating half a deer. I mean, half that deer's eaten.
Oh, they all
front
gotta eat.
legs off. And,
That's wildlife at its finest right there.
yeah.
They all have to, everything's got to eat.
Yeah.
Everything's got its place in nature. And a lot of us come out here not to, if you get a deer, hey, that's a cool bonus. You get to eat something, you know, it's the freshest, healthiest wild meat you could possibly have. But it's about coming back and being a part of this. You got to
Yeah.
come back and see what actually goes on. And a lot of people don't get that chance to see something like this.
Yep. That is amazing. That is amazing.
I didn't even see the fawn at first. I saw his paw prints where he was pulling the snow
Right.
up on the bank. I saw that first.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, what is that? And then I see the foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, he wants to protect it from the ravens and stuff because the birds will
That's
like eat everything.
why he buries it. Plus, it's less likely for other predators to see it.
Yeah. We just jumped him off.
Yep.
He's probably just up the hill here a ways.
Yep.
Yeah.
He'll be back to munch on it some more.
Probably.
Little
Wow.
pantry for him.
Yeah.
It is cool though. I mean, to see the process.
Yep.
I thought you guys were going boot shopping.
You mean booty shopping?
1 minute he's Team Top Branch. Next minute he's Team Taylor. Next minute he's the Wolf Pack. We need to come up with a breakfast cereal for Taylor. We need a breakfast cereal name. So we're gonna ask our subscribers
Frosted
what
Flakes.
kind of name Taylor should have.
Lucky Charms.
Oh, could be. Yeah, that's a
He's
a
a
possibility. Yeah, we'll ask everybody what you think breakfast cereal he should be. Just being honest.
Take
right?
two.